Welcome everybody to the Rotating Tap Podcast. We've got Steve Vanderplu, Korey, David, and special guests. Maybe beer people talking comedy or comedians talking beer. Listen up everybody and we'll see what you will hear. I won't waste any more time cause it's going very fast. It's the Rotating Tap Podcast.
I think my problem is that I'm just a little bit of a slut when it comes to beer.
Gotta get back to it.
And the background.
Good Gert. It's got.
Yeah, we do have a very silly dynamic here already. Andy has elected to take the short seat, while we have the tallest comic in America taking the high chair
That's your only credit.
like a giant baby.
And it's not even true. There's no way that can be true.
No, Alonzo Bowden's much taller than you.
Yeah.
You think so?
I'm guessing.
Jake
just a
Hovis.
guess.
That's one that's local.
Jake
Hovis.
Oh.
Yeah,
Jake
he's
Ho-
like 6'8".
Yeah, he's a tall guy.
Yeah.
You guys ever
There you
think
go.
about? Did you guys ever think about having a wrestling match or anything, or
I mean,
tall man
Dude,
contest?
I tried to
Who
get
can reach the highest thing to move in Andy's house?
I tried to get Jeff and Elliot to fight for my honor, and they wouldn't do it.
Oh no, really? That seems like it would just be silly good time. It just seems like it'd be
I
fun.
wanted them to fight over me, and they wouldn't. Like two hunky tall men.
I feel oppressed. How dare both of you
Do
put all
you
these
feel like we're
stereotypes
judging
on
you
us?
for being a big old slice of beef at the table?
Big old slice of beef. Not much of a vegetarian
dare
right
you.
now, are you?
Yeah.
For this hour, I'm an omnivore.
Shouldn't be doing that talk with your fingers smelling like pepperoni in there, Andy.
No one knows what you're referencing. And I
Got
feel
outed
dirty.
already. Well, this is a great time to talk about our sponsors, Rocky Mountain Pizza.
Rocky Mountain Supreme Pizza.
Yeah, we brought over a little pizza for us to enjoy just for the show, just because I thought it would be fun. Those guys are awesome. They hooked us up with some pizzas and an oven so that we could make some pizzas at home. So I wanted to bring one over for Andy and Elliot and I. So we'll probably be munching on that in a little bit. But you can just go to their websites, rmpizza.com. They sell wholesale to tap rooms and breweries so that you can have something to serve your guests so they don't have to leave, effectively. That's a pretty good deal.
Do you have any listeners left that are tuning in now after that plug?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. That
We usually
organic
stack them at the
plug.
beginning anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd say it's good pizza. It is ample pepperoni, I have to say.
Yeah,
I had to
so
pull
much.
all of it off with my bare fingers,
Yeah, I
which
gonna
was
say,
Elliot's
looks like you have,
comment.
you have blisters now.
I've got little pockets of fatty meat under my fingernails. I smell them and I just want to lick my fingers. But I'm a vegetarian and I mustn't.
You're gonna be falling asleep tonight, and then you're gonna wake up in the middle of the night. Your fingers are just gonna be like in your mouth. Well, welcome to the Rotating Tap Podcast. Steve's not with us today just because he was doing a comedy festival.
Because he
in
died.
One of the Dakotas. Very well could have.
Steve
I
is
suppose.
no longer with us.
I mean, if you go out there, I feel like it'd be pretty easy to like run into misfits, bears, something wild that could potentially kill a man. He's all the way in Dakota.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
really- have you guys ever been there?
He can run into my kinfolk who are all from the Dakotas.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One of my cousins, my grandpa's cousin, I've got two famous cousins, well, second or third or however that works. One of them is Bob Feller, who's a baseball player from, like, he was in A League of Their Own. You guys know that movie, right?
Yeah.
You know, like, when they're doing the black and white reel of, like, baseball players that are going to war?
Uh-huh.
My grandpa's cousin, Bob Feller, is mentioned in that, and there's
Oh.
a picture of him.
He went to war?
Yeah, he went to war. He was a famous pitcher for the, I think, is it the Reds? It's the Reds of something.
Yes.
The Redskins?
Reds. Yeah, yeah. the
Cleveland, is it the
baseball
Cleveland
team.
Redskins? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I don't know.
pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
something.
did he come back or was he a dead feller?
Oh no, he was a dead feller. Well,
Just waiting for it.
he's probably
Just
dead
waiting.
now. No, but he was hella famous. He was like the most famous pitcher of that era.
I thought you were just going to say the most famous person to come out of the Dakotas, and that's why we never heard of him.
Well, both are true.
Yeah. Both things can be true.
Yeah.
Why choose when you could have it all?
Yeah.
Andy?
And then another cousin of my grandpa's got stuck up by Bonnie and Clyde in South Dakota.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, like a real life, or did they announce? Wait, hey, we're Bonnie and Clyde.
I have no idea.
Just like
I wasn't there.
like a weird cosplay. They're
Like,
just
I
going
had
deep.
some old dude telling me the story that I don't even know if it's true or not. So, but
Yeah, it's just all hearsay.
Yeah, that's the Dakotas.
So yeah, if you want to, just introduce yourself, guys. If you could.
Well, I'm Andy Main, and I come from the Dakotas.
Yeah. I think that should be your new shtick. I think you should drop this Portland shit. Everybody's a Portland
My
comic.
people are from the Dakotas.
Yeah.
My dad told me I got Blackfoot suing me, but I doubt it.
But I doubt it. I feel no magic.
Yeah, we're talking like an Elizabeth Warren kind of
Yeah,
percent.
Or well, let's not even talk about my dad. Let's have fun.
Yeah, that's good. Let's talk about other Native American tribes. Elliot, what's your favorite?
Arapaho.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
When I moved out here, I thought it was Arapaho for a second.
Really?
Like, that's how my brain read it, and I wrapped my head around it real quick, but...
There's a lot of words in Colorado that seem phonetically correct, and then
Arary is hard.
somebody will just correct you. Like they'll just be a dick about it and be like, "Oh, you fucking dumbass!" Like, how do you say Alameda? Is it Alameda?
Alameda.
Alameda.
Okay, I've been
You
saying
fucking dumbass.
See,
Interesting. How have you been saying it?
Alameda.
Alameda.
Alameda? Well, toast my biscuits.
It's the minor leagues of Al Qaeda. it's when you go to the big time, you Alameda it.
Araria was hard for me, but I didn't learn how to say my R's until embarrassingly late in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone was telling me that we've all been pronouncing Zuni incorrectly.
How do you spell Zuni?
Zuni?
Yeah. So, I mean, it could very well be Zuni, but then people look at you if you say that like you're an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is Zuni.
Yeah, so everybody's
Sounds
just
like Zuni to me, man.
self-righteous and indignant.
Then
about
again,
it for so
in
long.
Portland, we have a street that's spelled Couch, Couch, but it's pronounced Cooch.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That's more fun.
it's funner.
That's
yeah.
a good word. That's a good street
It was
name.
Man,
named
fuck
after-
y'all cooch.
It's right next to Burnside, which is like the Colfax of Portland.
Okay.
So like one block off is Cooch Street, but it's spelled Couch. And then tourists are like, Cooch Street? We're like, no, it's Cooch Street. Like,
Yeah.
we're assholes about it. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
named after like a fur trapper.
Okay.
Yeah.
The famous cooch trappers.
The
of
Cooch
Oregon.
trappers. I think they were from Saskatchewan, but they were prolific back in their day.
More like a Saskatchewan.
Whoa.
Whoa, hey. We had, I think my favorite road name back home was Dinglehole Road.
You've told me about this.
That
I love
sign
it.
got stolen so many times. My mom works for the highway department, and she always like complains. She's like, "Oh, it's gone again." Little did she know, there's like 4 of them in our basement.
Wow.
Just like
I wonder what that's named after. Or who.
Famous fur trappers, the Dingles.
I lived
They had a hunting hole. They had a hunting hole right off of this.
They cut off my dingle hair.
Yeah.
They made a coat out of my
I
dingle
mean, it
hair.
actually does check out. If you have dingleberries, where are they located? On your dingle hole. Like,
Yeah.
that's.
And why not name a road after it? Why not honor that?
Dingle hole.
I feel like we just figured this out, guys. Good job.
I like the way that Elliot said it so sagely.
The dingle hole. I remember when we was kids.
When we lost Mary in the dingle hole.
We lost Barry in the dingle hole. Oh, man.
The intersection.
I
of-
miss you, Mary.
Why you gotta be in that hole?
They filled up that dingle hole.
Well, it's like
Put a Walmart on top of it.
I can still hear her crying.
an ancient,
She's in the camo section.
an ancient dingle burial ground.
Is there a section of Walmart that's just all the camo in one area? I think that'd be good.
I would hope so, but I feel like it'd be hard to find it. Hey-o.
And commercial
Get out.
break.
And we're out.
Get out of my house.
So what are our beers today?
Yeah, I know.
Stop
Just keep
riffing.
taking-
You
Oh, do
killed
you
the
want to?
riff.
Yeah, introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Elliot Woolsey.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, say hi. This is a professional show, Andy. We got to make sure everybody's accounted for.
Yeah.
It's the buddy system.
Yeah.
If one of us gets lost, we just look for each other, raise our hands, and then, if one of us doesn't
Help.
come up, then we walk the lake. You know what I mean? That's
I'm stuck in the dingle hole.
me!
arm in arm, like hands across America. So this,
Mary, don't shut your eyes, Mary.
You watch this.
Mary, get out of that hole. We
This
are.
podcast is dedicated to my cousin Mary, who's still alive.
He lives on the corner of Cooch and Dinglehole.
She's in Seattle,
Yeah,
so it's possible.
it's very
Yeah,
possible.
okay.
There's trappers up there too. So for this comics episode, we wanted to do something special because I could get my hands on a really cool beer that I've been wanting to share with some people. So we're going to do some West Coast IPAs today. We'll be ranking and reviewing them. But before we get to that, really your call, Elliot. Do you want to do the chug or do you want to tell a bombing story first?
I'll do the chug first.
Okay, great. Very excited for you. I'll get my old phone out really quick. So for anybody that doesn't know or isn't familiar with the show, the way the chug works, as soon as the beer hits your lips, I'll start the timer, and then as soon as you're done, that's when it stops. Pretty straightforward. Andy and I will do our best to heckle you the whole time. So if you get it done quick, then, I mean, we're probably not going to be that funny about it anyway. If we're
There's no way. This man is a champion chugger. He's built an entire identity out of it.
You've been talking about this for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, why do you feel? Why do you feel so confident?
I've only ever lost one beer chugging contest ever, and it was to a guy who drank a nitrous instead of a regular carbonated beer.
You fucked up.
Ooh, that's cheating.
I mean, no one said he couldn't. But
Yeah,
that's
right. That's the loophole.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to give you some Banquet, Colorado Zone, and whenever you're ready to go, we'll make this happen. Done.
That's insane.
Pretty good.
So
Pretty good?
Really good.
I feel like I'm on Top Gear, ready to
So here's what I'm going to
waiting
do.
to hear my lap time.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you what the top 10 is.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you your time.
Okay. Top 10. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. How do you feel? Confident?
I want top 5.
You want top 5? I think that's a noble effort. All right. So the 10th best is 1.58 seconds.
Oh, man.
Because you had to have. So we do have a rule
That's
where if
the
the beer
10th
is
best.
of above 8%, then
Yeah.
you can get 3 seconds off your time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Okay, we can probably figure that out.
So he's
Okay.
going to chug again?
Yeah, but the unfortunate part is I don't have anything here that's over 8%.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't think that went through.
Heard, yeah.
Yeah, but you came in at 3.46 seconds. So if you did have 3 seconds off of your time, you would be in the top.
Who's the
3.
fastest?
Son of a
The
bitch.
fastest is Chris from Transient Ales, which is 0.35 seconds.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so 3.35.
You can train for that, man. You got this.
Yeah, no, I could feel for my first sip that I didn't have it. That first
Yeah.
pull is really important. I should be able to do
Yeah.
it in 2, and I had to do it in
Well,
3.
here's what I'll do. Just because we don't have
Wait.
anything that's available for that today, how about we do it separately from the podcast another time,
Yeah.
and we'll get you something that's.
I love that we're
nice.
taking
Is that
this
fair?
so
And we'll
fucking
just-
seriously.
we'll
I'm
film that.
devastated right now.
Are you
His
devastated?
eyes are watering. His eyes are watering.
What if you flipped my...
Hold on! Look if I can do this!
Just bites the top of the can off.
Yeah.
You just hoped it, and then, like, I was worried you were just going to projectile vomit all over me.
No.
But you
I've
got
never done that before.
composure.
All right, so are you okay with that? Because, like I said, I do want to give you the chance. To,
Yeah, no, I want a shot at that. Yeah, I want that 3. That 3 seconds is everything.
Yeah, it really is. So,
So-
like I said, you are top. You would be top 3 if it was over.
We got to work on breathing exercises for you.
I just need to not eat 2 cheeseburgers and a milkshake 10 minutes before I do it.
Were you just sitting in your car waiting for all this to happen? You're just like,
Just
let's
eating-
mow through some cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
After
well, I've
the-
eaten all day, but
After the first cheeseburger, did your
staring
father
at-
finally love you?
nope. Son of a bitch.
So that's why we had
He
to go
didn't.
for 2.
Good thing I had that spoon bender.
Maybe happiness is at the end of the second burger.
Was it, Elliot? Was it?
No. That was a solid chug, but I think I could definitely
Solid
do
chug.
faster.
Yeah. I mean, we got to work on breathing exercises. We have to center you. You have to, like, do some ayahuasca and take some
Okay.
time to, like,
Sick.
figure out your
Yes.
whole deal, and I will train you.
Excellent.
Yeah, the key to chugging beer is releasing your inner demons.
Yes.
You gotta make extra space.
Yeah, create a vacuum inside by expelling the demons, which then just sucks in the
Well,
stout.
The cute part is that, like, by chugging the beer, you create the demons, and then by taking the ayahuasca, you expel them, and then
Oh,
you chug the beer and you
yes.
create. It's beautiful. It's like a dog sucking its own dick.
I can't wait to see if I can Google an
Is-
image of that later
is
so we can throw it up on Instagram. So if anybody, so we'll just caption it up. If anybody wants to know what chugging a beer is like,
It's
look
like
at
a
this.
dog sucking its own dick.
Man,
Well, now I really want another shot at it.
We're gonna get you there,
You
baby.
put it that way. Thanks, Andy.
he's got the red rocket. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
You gotta do it at Red Rocks.
Yeah, right. I want witnesses.
You got a red rock. Get a red rock.
Just red. All right,
Cool.
So for Bombers Club this week, we got a special beer that just got released by one of our friends at New Image Brewing Company, also a sponsor of the show. You can go check out their tap room in Arvada. They always come out with new stuff. Their specialties tend to be like, they've got some of the best hazy IPAs in the country. So we're doing West Coast IPAs for the show, but these guys really do everything incredibly well. But their East Coast Transplants, one of my favorites, Coriolis Effect. We was just there because Christy just got her show up and running over there again, which is very exciting. So you can check out Stand Up over there once a month. You can check their Instagram or their Facebook for the next event. But it's a great show. It's a great spot, good food. So you go check them out and support them. So we have a new beer from them called Hella Fantastic, and it's a beer with this new like ingredient that people are using that I think they'll detail it a little bit more on the can, so I'll give you more info
Is
about
it an IPA?
It's an IPA, so it's a West Coast. It's a New England style like hazy IPA.
Okay. In my opinion, hazy IPAs are the only IPAs that count.
Okay, why is that?
Because they're the only ones that taste like skunky weed. And to me, that is the qualifying reason that an IPA is an IPA.
Yeah.
If an IPA doesn't taste like weed, then I don't care what the brewing process is or the history or anything. You're not an IPA. I drink an IPA.
Then why do you think a hazy IPA is the epitome? Because hazy actually rounds out that skunkiness.
Yeah,
and the whole point of it is to give it more of a balanced, like almost fruity citrus notes to it.
Yeah, because most hazy IPAs tend to be much sweeter than a West Coast IPA. So I'll be curious to see what you think of these ones, because a traditional West Coast IPA has like that really dank kind of piney aroma to it. That's just what they've always been known for.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting because, like, I just had a sip of it, and I love it. And you're right with that note, and I never recognized that until now. But I think it's just the bitterness that both of those different flavors create when they affect each other that, like, gives me that, like, feeling that I'm looking for. But yeah, like, there's certain IPAs out there that don't taste like IPAs, and I don't get it. Like, why are you an IPA if you don't taste like an IPA?
Honestly, it's just a marketing thing at this point. It's kind of gone off the rails, especially when people started coming out with like milkshake IPAs.
What?
Where they use lactose in it so that it not only makes it sweeter, but it gives it more body. So it's called a milkshake IPA. It's just super sweet. It's literally like
correct me if I'm wrong, but things like hazy IPAs, juicy IPAs are kind of something that have emerged in the past couple of years, because for a long time it was like double IPAs and they really doubled down on that skunk.
Yeah.
And I was always like the Emperor's New Clothes, like there's no way people can really be enjoying this, because it just would leave like almost like a film and an aftertaste of just that super just skunk. And then hazies came along and kind of took off of that bitter finish and gives it this more juicy, like, quaffable quality.
Quaffable? Let's have a quaff, shall we?
I think I just quaffed my pants. Just listening to that delicate explanation. That was beautiful. Yeah, so for a long time...
You prematurely quaffed?
Yes.
Okay.
I think she quaffed herself. With hazy IPAs came about, like people have been doing them for a long time. It was only within probably the past 6 to 8 years that they started becoming more and more sweet and more approachable for a lot of drinkers that don't necessarily love the bitter taste of a West Coast traditional IPA, if you will. But for a long time, it was the race to the most IBUs, or like the most bitterness. Like IBUs stands for International Bittering Units, and it's a number essentially that tells you how bitter the beer is, and it's basically 0.
What about a number to tell me how bitter I am about how men have treated my entire life? How many AMBUs do we got going on? I'm thinking 70%.
I think it's counting how many junk food wrappers you've got on the floor.
Oh, well, I have a really clean diet.
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say cheeseburgers, but then I was like, no.
No, I don't eat processed food much, but I'm still sad. So
I feel like we can probably gauge it based on how many slices of pizza you eat tonight.
Eat squash and still fall in the hole. Turns out both
You
can
can
exist.
eat organic and be sad. I'm here to prove it.
This was gonna change my life.
My microbiome's just as tainted as my heart. That's just for people that drink kombucha.
So for a long time, it was try to get like over 100. But the thing about your palate is that
And people who would enjoy that.
Yeah, and I kind of do, to be honest. But
Tell me what you enjoy about it.
it's just the flavor. It's just one of those things that you get used to.
Did
Like,
you find that it lingered, though? Did you
Yeah.
enjoy how long it lingered?
It depends. It's beer by beer. Like some people do it well, and other people it's trash. You know, it's not necessarily something that is universally great.
I feel like these hazies and these super juicy IPAs are like an answer to all that bullshit.
Yeah, it definitely the pendulum swung in the opposite direction.
I feel
for
like
sure.
the name Super Juicy made me more excited about how I thought the IPA was going to taste than how it ever has tasted whenever I've had a Super Juicy IPA.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I'm like, it's going to be so juicy!
Yeah.
And then it's just a beer.
And then
It's not like Cardi B's ass at all.
all of this
There's
magic.
no wop. It's
Where's the wop?
I'm looking for some beer with wop and quaffability.
This shit's dumb.
So,
Wait, what makes a juicy IPA juicy? Is it ass? Is there any ass? Like, what literally makes it juicy
mostly
versus...
that bubble gum. That bubble gum bottom. So it's mostly the type of hops that they use that tend to be more.
Are those
fruit
hops
forward.
thick?
Yeah. It's hops with 2 pieces.
HAWPS. You got that hops, girl.
So one thing I did want to say about this beer before we forget. So there's this new thing called Phantasm that people are using. It's basically like it's a hop, not an adjunct, but I'm going to try to explain it a little bit more. So we're honored to partner with Phantasm, a company that has developed a rare, innovative product derived from New Zealand Sauv Blanc grapes that accentuates flavor and aroma profiles in hop-forward beers by enhancing the thiol production.
The what?
Yeah.
The
thiol, THIOL. I think it's pronounced couch. I think if that's
Oh.
you keep, that's the thing. You know, you
I
just
get a
throw them
very-
against the wall, see what comes back.
I got
That's
a
the
very-
7th funniest thing I've ever heard you say.
That's the thing about Elliot. When you hang out with him for a long time, he'll start ranking you about your funniest comments.
I'm proud. It's top
And-
10, unlike you.
Yeah, but like, you guys have really hung out a little bit, but like when Elliot and I hang out, he's like, "That's the 47th funniest thing you've ever said," and it
That's
gets daunting, you know.
It's hard to keep up.
Yeah, that was the
That
33rd.
didn't even make the top
Didn't
300.
register.
I'm good.
That was a polite chuckle at best.
So, Andy, you've
Moving on.
actually shared a bombing story with us before. So
Oh,
if you
yeah.
have a different one you'd like to share, please feel free.
Did we do Elliot's though?
No, not yet. But I was just giving you the
Yeah,
heads up
I'll
now
think of
so
a
you can
bombing
think of
story while
something.
Elliot's telling his. Oh, I have a good one. I can go first if you need to think
I'll
about
just
it.
give you no. I know it.
Okay.
It's, I'll give you the bullet points of it because it's kind of a long story. But
No, do it.
I
It's,
get booked at this show in Colorado Springs. This guy tells me, "Hey, do you want to
wait,
do a
wait,
holiday
wait. You're
show?"
already talking too fast.
Okay.
And I need to know how long you've been in comedy for when this happened.
So there it was, 2014.
You need to sound more like that dude from Big Lebowski.
I've been doing Big Lebowski.
The guy with the mustache, Sam. What's his name?
Oh, Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Now there's bombing.
And then there's beef
bomb.
for dinner.
There's steak on a plate, beef's what's for dinner, bombing.
That's an old-fashioned
And
rock
my
bombing.
friends, this bomb was a porterhouse. There was 21 ounces of eating shit. This dude pitches the show $200 to do 30 minutes in front of a holiday party of doctors in Colorado Springs.
It's always the corporate event.
What's Dockers?
Doctors.
Oh, what's
I think Dockers is a pair of Dockers a pair of shoes.
A doctor? Yeah.
Yeah, we all don't have health insurance. What's
Yeah.
a doctor?
Andy's sneaking in the fucking social commentary. Yeah, we get it. None of us have seen a doctor in years. My tooth hurts too, Andy.
Say it more like Sam Elliott.
My teeth would be wooden if I could whittle them. So, you get booked months in advance for this shit. It's in December, whatever. The day of it comes, he's supposed to give me a ride down to Colorado Springs. Let's say the show's at 7. It's in Colorado Springs, an hour and a half away. He shows up at my house at 6:30. So we have a half hour to get to Colorado Springs.
You got openers, though. You got solid openers.
No. He's supposed to open for me. I'm supposed to do
Oh,
the
shit.
So he's late for whatever reason. So we have to bullet train it down I-25 to Colorado Springs. His car had been vandalized by his ex-girlfriend, so there were no seat belts. She had cut them out. She had broken the windshield. She had knocked off the rearview mirror, and she had fucked with the electrics, so the taillights didn't fucking work.
Whoa.
So I didn't know that we were even going to live. And so
Did he tell you what he did to make her do that?
no, he didn't. So anyway, fast forward, we get there. We're about an hour late.
I'm obsessed with her.
And
I really am.
Sounds like a keeper.
I'm just like, did you think this would work? Like, would this win him back if you did this? Like,
well, it fucking got me real good because I was scared out of my fucking mind. So we get there. We pull up to the most expensive hotel in Colorado Springs, like the one next to the Cheyenne Zoo.
Instead of the Super 8, it's the Super 9.
Yeah.
It's a big jump. You know what I mean? It's just like there's 2, and then the rest, it's basically...
A woman in a ball gown comes out wearing a masquerade mask and says, "You're late." It is not just a holiday party for doctors. It's the annual military doctors ball.
And it's Eyes Wide Shut themed.
She was wearing an Eyes Wide Shut fucking mask. I swear to God. Like,
Everybody,
and her first words are, "You're late." Like, fucking Cooper couldn't write that fucking better. "You're late. Follow me."
everybody came 20 minutes ago. It's time for the show.
I mean, I've opened for an orgy. I think opening for an orgy is better than closing at an orgy. I'll just say that.
I just don't want to be the middle.
That's the human caterpillar.
I was middling at this orgy.
I'm sucking ass and pooping butt.
It's hard to phonetically put out the jokes.
I don't understand what things are anymore.
Yeah. Fair.
So we get into this ballroom where there are 500 people in full military dress, women in gowns, and we were supposed to be the pre-dinner entertainment. They're in the middle of getting served dinner.
Were you actually late, or were you?
Yeah, we were like an hour fucking late.
yeah.
Yeah. And you know how the military loves people who are fucking late. And here I show up in my jeans and button-up short-sleeve plaid shirt like, "Hey, I'm the comedian."
Hey!
How much are you making for this $200?
$200. The dude who's supposed to open
His
for
elbows
me,
out, just like, "Hi, I'm here to make yucks."
the dude who's supposed to open for me says, "I can't do this." I'm sorry, man, but I can't go out there. So this military general guy with fucking stripes on his shit is like, "All right, well, I'm going to introduce you." So he gets up, and this is my introduction. "Hey, everybody. Hey, hey." And a silence immediately falls over the room. And he goes, "Hey, our comedian's here. Let's welcome Elliot Woolsey." And
How long did you try for?
so I get about 15 minutes in. I'm bombing. So I have to say this part of the story is about 7 minutes in. The din in the room was so loud that no one could hear me because people were getting trays of food delivered and having that conversation. No, I had the chicken. Oh, can we get some more wine? A full din. So the same guy who introduced me gets out of his chair, walks up, takes the microphone out of my hand, and goes, hey, we brought this comedian here to entertain us. Are we going to listen? And immediately all the men in the room go, "Whoop."
Oh, God.
And it's complete dead fucking silence again. And the guy goes and sits back down, and all I could think of to say was like, "Oh, that's a pretty good trick. I wish I could take you everywhere with me." Nothing. And so I continue to do my set. Things continue to go really fucking poorly. Nothing hits. And I look over, and I was like, "Don't worry, everybody. I only think I have about 10 minutes left." And this woman who was sitting next to the general or whatever who introduced me looks up and goes, "Or you can just end it now."
Oh, no. Damn. Dagger.
So I told my offensive Jesus dying on the cross joke.
Good.
And I got
They
off
didn't
stage.
kill at the military ball in Colorado Springs?
And then Instead of storming off stage, I had to sit and wait like 30 minutes before I got fucking paid, and we could fucking.
So you're just
leave.
like sitting there stewing about.
Just stewing and no, thank you. That's the worst.
That's fun.
really good.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm
show.
glad that happened. So
Yeah.
that you can share it now.
Yeah.
Are you
was
glad that it
insane.
happened in retro?
I mean, sure. It was fine.
That's amazing.
Everybody's great.
Yeah. The story that I was thinking of, like I told one about bombing in front of Cat Williams before on the last episode I did, and I'm not going to do that story again. But it's really good. You should tune into prior episodes to hear that.
Oh yeah, if you haven't heard the episode that we did down at the Chief bicycle.
Trinidad, yeah, it's
Trinidad.
unintelligible. I was there and I didn't understand what the fuck was going on
It was
right in
super
front of
fun.
my face.
It was so fun. Yeah, Jake Hovis puked. Do you remember that? No,
Oh.
not Jake Hovis. What's the guy's name? He looks like Jake.
That's his credit.
Yeah. This guy looks like Jake Hovis. Yeah, anyway. So go check that episode out. Andy was on that one too.
Yeah, but so that was a bomb in front of like 500 people, which is very important to do a bomb like that. The other biggest bomb I ever had was at an open mic in Portland, and I was like 3 months into comedy.
Hold on, are you about to tell a bombing at an open mic story?
come on.
Yeah, but
Fuck
no,
outta here.
no, hold on. I know the arc of a story. I know what makes a compelling story. Okay, there's gonna be like the moment and then the dive.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
okay, trust me
I think
on
I've
this.
heard this bit.
No,
Go
you
ahead.
haven't. Because it's a deep memory buried in my subconscious. But anyway,
I know
like,
you pulled it up pretty quick. You're like, I guess I'll think of something. Oh, I have one.
So there I was with a story arc and everything.
there were cameos, there were callbacks.
It just came to me.
I'm a genius. No, but I was only like 3 months into comedy, and like it was really important, obviously, to like make a good impression on all of the comics who you already knew were like good at the open mic. And Portland had an open mic that was much like the Squire in its legendary status, at a piano bar that got turned into a Starbucks. But it was like a 20-year long open mic. It was the longest running one on the West Coast, and assuming that that's an accurate report, but it was an L-shaped room, so all of the comics were on one side and they were like behind pool tables, and the audience was on the other side, and there was no audience that day. It was all comics, and I'm going up there and I'm shaky and I'm like, I'm gonna tell my jokes, and I'm so excited. I'm gonna meet people and have friends, you know, just like all of that open micer puppy syndrome shit. And all the comics just start talking over me instantly. They did the din, you know, but it was just open micer din, and that's fine. That's normal. I didn't resent them. But the problem is that the host really liked me as a person and wanted me to have a good time as a comedian. And so halfway through my 3-minute set, I was like, I don't even know what the point of this anymore. Everyone's talking over it, which is an accurate thing to say. And I wasn't being a bitch. It sounds like I was being a bitch when I said it right now. But I wasn't. I was just commenting on it. And then Kevin, the host, stops everything. He goes back up, and he has a trumpet, by the way. He intros and outros comics with a trumpet. He's like a 60-year-old dude that just runs an open mic because it's fun for him. Yeah. You know, he's a Portland eccentric. He's a lovable man. He's been in every single movie that's ever been filmed in Portland. He's been in. Like, he's one of those types of cats. But
this is where the character development comes in.
yeah. This is where the arc comes in. No, he stops everything because I'm like, you know what? I don't get it. Everyone's talking over me. I'm gonna go. I was being a real asshole, kind of, but in a funny way, not that funny. Kevin comes up with his trumpet, and then he's like, "Everybody, Andie's here. She's trying her jokes." Imagine Greg doing that at the Squire, right? Like, how would, or like the Lion Slayer, like how would anybody ever respect a comic who needed that to happen to them in order to get them to pay attention,
And
right?
This is stuck with you still.
Yeah. And so he stops, and everyone's like, okay. And then they let me finish my fucking half-baked premise. I don't even remember what the joke was. And I I
You
stutter.
were wishing for the din.
Yeah, I was missing the din.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
At least the distortion was comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. It just, and then, like this, you guys know the voice stutter. Once you get one stutter in your voice, once your breathing gets off for a second, you're off
no
rhythm.
idea what you're talking
the
about.
rest of that set, like you and that chug baby, like we got to work on your.
GAs.
So yeah, I fucked it up. The last 90 seconds, I just stuttered through it, and then I left. I literally walked off stage out the door, and I was in a scummy part of Portland, and there was this homeless man having some sort of episode, and I felt so bad that I needed to physically and vocally express it, where I just went. Like I opened the door and went.
Like you actually puked, or you just made the.
I just made a puke noise.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the homeless dude across the street made the same noise back at me like it was a mating call. And then I got in my car and
then you locked eyes, and then a romantic song started playing in your head. It's like, is this love?
Yeah,
that
exactly.
I'm feeling?
Yeah, and then I moved to Denver. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 9/11 happened. I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Very appropriate timing. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the humiliating one because losing the respect
You
of
were
my
coddled,
peers.
yeah.
Yeah.
I used
I'd
to
rather be
remember.
ignored than.
Yeah, I'd much rather be ignored.
Oh yeah, I remember when bombing at an open mic actually affected me.
Yeah.
When you first start, you're just like so excited, and you're like, "Hey, this worked last week. Like, I can't wait to write some new jokes." And then you just go up there and eat total shit. I mean, that's fine and normal, but you take it so it's so heavy at the time. I don't know. How do you guys if a bomb is happening or anything? Like, do you guys have any tricks or anything that you try to do to kind of?
I've got bailouts. Like, one of my bailouts is being like, "Oh, that's my mom's favorite joke." You'll comment on how poorly it did, and especially if it's a trashy joke. If it's like something where I'm being a slut,
Okay.
be like, "That's my mom's favorite joke." That's a really easy bailout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elliot is also my mom's favorite joke.
Boom.
Boom, baby.
Roasted.
Yeah, Elliot, you got anything come to mind?
On how to handle.
Like, yeah, if a set's not going well, like, what are you kind of doing in your head to kind of figure out? Like, are you
The lesson I learned the hard way over and over again is what not to do, and that is bring it up.
Oh, I think bringing it up makes it better.
In a way that is uncomfortable or makes them uncomfortable for you. There's like a way to acknowledge the elephant in the room by being confident about it and like, I know I'm bombing, you know I'm bombing, and let's get through this together. But there's also a way of like, oh, this is, just bring it up that makes the audience uncomfortable. So anytime the audience gets uncomfortable for you, it makes it harder to laugh at you. So honestly, I just try to
a coward at that point.
Yeah, I just try to just keep it loose, keep it light, try not to rush or panic, try to stay present, and kind of move on and just kind of go through it.
Just keep going, because a lot of times it's affecting you more at the time than anybody realizes.
Yeah, and exactly. So that's kind of
cool. That was curious. All right, well, let's get this rank and review.
I just want to let everyone know that I've never bombed.
Of course, never, except for the 2 times you've told on this show.
Yeah.
Those weren't bombs. I was still the hero in that story.
Yeah, I'm still amazing. Don't forget. All right, so we are going to be covering West Coast IPAs today. Got a little bit of a spread from breweries from all over the place, actually. A couple that aren't necessarily like OG West Coast crafts. 2 of them are, and then others are just personal favorites of mine. So we're going to start out with actually a new friend of the show, Station 26, Juicy Banger. It's their flagship IPA, and we're going to start doing a monthly show with these guys starting in like a week, actually.
Where are they?
They're like Commerce City, actually right across the street from that Planned Parenthood that's over there.
That Planned Parenthood.
That's over there.
The one you have a punch card for?
Yeah, the one you know.
That's hilarious.
The one your relatives go to every week. You know the one.
That's hilarious.
The one you lost your child at?
The one in Commerce City. Yeah, the nice one.
Yeah.
They
So
have the best waiting room.
But they have a really cool
Tasteful
tap room
porn.
brewery that they made. It's an old firehouse actually that they turned into a brewery. So it's really
That's
fucking
disrespectful.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
You're like,
gentrification at it again.
you're like okay with Planned Parenthood in any way, shape, and form, but dishonoring the firemen.
Those firefighters didn't bust their humps so you could build a fucking brewery.
Are you Pete Davidson? Like, what's going on here?
I don't know who that
It was a Judd Apatow movie.
So even though this one has juicy in the name, not necessarily a hazy
This
IPA.
is what I'm talking about. I've had a juicy banger before.
And were you upset that it wasn't
I was like,
as juicy as you thought?
I'm gonna say this before I taste it, so let's get that out of the way. But like, it wasn't juicy, nor did it bang. I'm excited to try this with new palate.
Reapproach it again.
Yeah,
Keeping in
reapproach it.
mind that they're starting a new show there, Andy, and are going to have a weekly spot available for any comics in Denver.
Yeah, especially ones that insult the venue.
How did it taste coming out of your nose, just Andy?
God, so juicy.
I think a mushroom came out of your left nostril.
It was so
That
hard.
must have been stuck up
It
there.
was so hard to not do
It's
a
not even the
spit
same.
take.
It's not even the same kind that was on the
You
pizza.
guys
How long
should
has that
not-
thing been up there?
You guys should not be making fun of me. You should be saluting me because it was perfect muscle control to not spit all over you.
That would have been amazing.
No.
We like
would've
that
been
here
an
on the
honor.
show. Burping, puking,
I wouldn't
spit
do
takes.
that.
We
Yeah, I
love
noticed
it.
you burp right into the mic.
Oh yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, no, it's a gross thing, and I think you'll regret it later when you mature a little bit.
No, I don't think so. People seem to love it. We actually have people that comment on our YouTube videos about how good the belching is.
It's so fucking 8th grade, dude.
Hold on.
Why don't you just name your podcast Beavis and Butthead Drink Beer?
That's actually pretty good. Did you just come up with that, or have you been like sitting on it for a while? I gotta read this. This
I
is
liked
from-
Juicy Banger. It was good.
This is our
Book
boy
me on your show.
Bane Helsing. Korey is turned up today, full of energy and charisma. He burps with prowess, nonchalantly, like a champion.
You're
Like he's been
reading.
there before. And he'll be
You're
there
reading
again.
your own reviews on your podcast.
Are you gonna start reading yours? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
Yeah.
that's what I'm literally doing. Because I think
Are
Van
you about to
Helsing.
criticize someone for
I think Van Helsing is.
overhyping their podcast?
I know. I'm really good at it.
you listen to podcasts?
This would be a great time to plug Peter.
That's my closer.
All right, so yeah, you made me go up with one of your records the other day. I was like, "What do you want me to plug? The record?" She has ones in her hands to give to me.
I sold a record.
I'm
I
sure-
made
I know.
$20.
Yeah, that's great. I'm happy for you.
Look at all of these $20 bills.
I didn't even get a cut of it.
Yeah, that's PETA money, baby.
That's all record
Or no,
money.
record money.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's all that? What's that? It's not platinum.
That's
or gold.
like
Is that
300
copper?
It's $300 of
Yeah.
20s.
This album's
And then I
going
got
big.
some.
Is that all your PETA lotion?
That's my moisturizer because Colorado is a dry state. That's not good for my Irish skin.
Or your dating life, apparently.
Whoa.
Ow!
Yeah.
You don't know how much pain I'm in.
You've announced it multiple times.
It doesn't get better either.
Yeah,
It never does.
That was a lot of IBUs, Corey. A lot of IBUs on that roast.
A lot of ABUs.
You just gave ABUs.
So how's the juicy banger going for you this go
fine.
around? It's fine.
It's just fine.
Picking up anything? Got anything? That's
No, I like it. I just don't like the name Juicy Banger because it sets up like a different experience than what happens. Where it's like good, it's satisfying. Juicy Banger's too good of a name for any beer.
Yeah.
Juicy Banger means like you're gonna like smoke opium in like disco pants at Studio 54 and
that's a
like
juicy
fuck
banger.
Elvis Costello, you know? Like a beer can't deliver that name. It's if anything
That's actually
the
the
name
description of the beer. That's how they say it. If you ever wanted to fuck Elvis Costello.
Yeah. It's a Guy Ritchie movie in a can.
is.
That's a juicy banger!
Juicy Banger, baby.
juicy banger? Do you also you fuck him, juicy banger? Quick cut.
We're gonna get some body rubble with this Juicy Banger in it, mate.
Fight him to the pig, juicy.
Finger to the pig. Is that what you just said? That's great.
I love everything that just happened here.
Korey, I like it because it's full-bodied, but it finishes nicely. It has a nice round finish.
Now, are you?
Doesn't linger too
What
long.
does a
Are you a West Coast
finish
IPA?
mean?
Round finish means that it
like
it
a
doesn't
fat-
hit hard. It doesn't like coat the tongue. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It says, "Here you go. Here's some flavor. I'm gonna go now. See you on the next sip."
Like a fun one-night stand. It doesn't linger long.
Chip, chip, cheerio.
Just gives you a nice.
It knows when to fucking call the Uber.
Doesn't try to stay the night.
Yeah.
I love you, Juicy Banger. Juicy Banger knows
You
exactly.
freaky, and then you leave. Juicy banger. Look at that big old can.
This is my favorite beer ever
This is
now.
a good marketing session that we've
Yeah.
had right now.
Does Juicy Banger stay hard? That's the most important question any woman.
I would say it does stay hard. I think every sip it hits you. It does hit you with hops.
It hits
Yeah,
me.
There's some hops in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
It hits me, but like
But it's
it
not
chokes
too bitter.
me.
And the body of the beer itself
Yeah.
isn't like it's not too heavy and sweet, or it's not too light. Because kind of like the IPA you were talking about before.
But is it emotionally available?
I mean, it's a big can, Andy. This is gonna you can hang on to this for a while. Yeah.
Oh, will my
You can
mother
hit it
approve
back.
of it?
I mean, when they see the girth of this crowler, it's just gonna be like, Andy's got a live one.
Oh, thank God, my mom will approve of it.
Yeah,
Of
it's like
my
peanut butter jar in his
can's
pants or
giant
what?
girth. Yeah,
Yes.
that's really what I'm worried about.
Very dependable, reliable. Those are those are qualities that your mother would enjoy.
It's not the kind
Readily
of IPA
available.
that's gonna like send you a bunch of one-word response text and then
It's not
just
gonna say
disappear
K.
after 2 weeks.
It's not just gonna say K.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Hey,
Yeah.
had a great time.
No.
Okay.
I'll tell you guys this because I don't think it really matters. I was on a weird Tinder date a week ago, and the guy chose a bar next to my venue, Black Buzzard, where I'm throwing a show at, which I'm probably not throwing a show at anymore because the booker is an idiot. We'll keep that in. It doesn't matter.
that's fine.
That's for later. But,
Homegirl?
huh?
Homegirl?
Christina?
Okay.
Yeah, she's an idiot. Anyway, I was on a Tinder date with this guy and he wanted to go to the bar next door. The bar was closed, so we go to fucking my venue instead. I'm like, okay, well, this is going to look corny because people are going to know me.
Yeah.
And then a comic comes in who we both know. I'm not going to say his name right now, but he is flyering for the show that he's also throwing at that venue.
Got it.
After this promoter made such a big deal about being monogamous with me as being the only comedy show at that venue. And then the way I find out about this other comic who kind of like got his own show there was because he was flyering while I was on a Tinder date. And somehow that had to do with beer.
Well, you know what? That story was a juicy banger.
Yes!
Yeah. We
And
got
I'm
the
not
juice now.
bitter.
Give us the bang.
And I'm not bitter.
Yeah,
Yeah, so...
Unlike this IPA, very bitter. A lot of hops.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So 1 through 5. 1 out of 5. I'm sorry. 1 through 5. Where would you guys rate this beer?
Compared to what event in my life? Like my
Did we not
17th
rank
birthday?
How Fantastic? Was that just a warm up?
No, that was just a warm up. That was for Bombers Club. You can rate it if you want, but it's not a West Coast, so it's not going to count.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Can you give me like what 1 means versus what 5 means in your personal terms?
1 is it's trash. Like everything's wrong with it. Like it's a beer, but it just is out of balance or it tastes bad. Aroma's not great.
Can you think of a beer that you've had that you've rated as a 1?
Not at the moment. No.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing that really.
Can you
comes
think
to
of
mind.
like the worst beer you've ever had?
I think
Elliot?
actually, you know what? It would have been. I think we had. It's just a beer. I forget the specific one, but it was something that was just like it was out of code, so it was just old. So at that point, it was just like really stale, and
Yeah.
the
Are you talking about my act?
Yeah. So if you wanted a reference for what a 1 means, just listen to your album.
Magpie.
Available
Magpie
on
by
vinyl.
Andy Main. It's available on vinyl. Blonde Medicine
God, I hope you
Records.
sold the most albums that you've ever sold on a podcast after this. That'd be hilarious.
It's
I give it a 1.
it's got a strong finish.
Yeah.
And anyway, I like this beer. I'd give it a 4 because I don't love it, but I enjoy it.
Okay.
I'd call it back for a good time.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And for a juicy banger.
It'd be like an ongoing tryst.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a late night call. You'd be like, anytime you see him out, you'd be like, hey, we had fun.
Hey,
Let's hang
I don't
again.
have any emotional connection to you, but you do the job. So
Cool.
the burping is so off-putting.
That's fine.
That's fine. I'm handsome. Moving on.
I've got other qualities.
I think that the beer feels very intentional, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it feels like they were trying to do something. I feel they executed it very well. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay.
I like it a lot.
I'm going to go 4.
Hell yeah, bro.
I'm also going to go 4, just because, I mean, it's very well done, and it's not too much, it's not too little, like, literally everything's there, like, I'm going to go 4.5, actually. Let's go decimal.
Oh, we can do
Wow.
decimal points?
Yeah, you can go decimal points.
Okay, I'm going to
The
give it a
Dewey
3.7
Decimal
then.
System.
3.7, okay, done.
I'm going to
Because
put this...
I want to leave room to grow.
Why was that creepy? I'm going to
Because
leave...
you made it creepy, Andy.
Yeah, that's usually the case. It's when somebody says that was creepy, I'm like, well, it wasn't until you said something.
She who smelt it dealt it. Creepy.
That was my decree.
All right, so I'm going to let you guys kind of pick the next one. Elliot, why don't you go ahead and pick the next one?
Let's try this. Pliny the Elder.
Dun, dun,
Speaking of
dun.
mispronouncing, there's no way it's Pliny.
That's couch.
You said it like you were Steve
It's
Irwin.
couch, yeah. Pliny.
Blimey, this...
Blimey, it's Pliny.
So,
No,
not
I'm
to sway
finishing
you
it.
guys at all, but I'm just excited to like share this with you guys. It's so
Like
Pliny-
the scripture of Jesus Christ.
Yes.
He goes
You
door
just
to
said-
door
that's
giving
the most you've
children
ever
Yeah,
gifts.
here's
sounded
the
like a
deal.
missionary.
After you
I'm
finish
just excited.
After you finish this bottle, we're going to tell you about the Lord.
Yeah, all right. I'm just so excited to share this with you guys. Oh my gosh. It's such an honor.
There's a new book written by Jesus.
Jesus is as prolific as Stephen King, you know?
Mm-hmm. Got a lot of versions, a lot of editions. So Pliny the Elder is from Russian River Brewing Company in Santa Rosa, California. This
Pliny
one's
the Elder sounds like a Harry Potter character.
not wrong. Definitely not wrong. You're onto something. So, I mean, do you guys ever, when it comes to beer, Elliot, I mean, Andy, if you don't drink like craft, you don't drink craft as much, right?
I don't know, are you insinuating that I'm a cheap whore?
No. I mean, I drink a lot of Banquet. I drink a lot of cheap beers. But have you ever thought to yourself, like, has anybody ever introduced a beer to you as, like, this is really rare?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
my ex was a huge beer snob,
Oh, okay. So you're
and that's
very-
why we
yeah.
broke up.
That's the reason? This whole podcast is just PTSD.
Yeah.
No, he was British, and
She's close to having a breakthrough. This is good.
Yeah,
We
this
just
is
gotta
good.
Keep pushing.
breakdown, breakthrough, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. No, he was like, he was English, and so he had a really like accomplished palate when it came to like wines and beers, and we would go to like tastings, and he'd be like holding the beer and swirling it, and they'd be like, "Oh, this is amazing! Look at the lip on this one, eh?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, that's fine."
Yeah, you're like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like wine sometimes. Like, if I don't know if I know what I like, right? But if somebody said, "Oh, this is very expensive," like, do you just assume that it's going to be good, or is it just? 'Cause
I
I've had
think that
bottles
there's
of-
like a range of you get a $3 pint or you get a $7 pint, and there's nothing in the middle, and that goes with wine too.
yeah.
Where you get like a $10 bottle or you get a $30 bottle, and then
You can find a lot of really great wine, like that's $20.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the most expensive thing in the world.
So this is your favorite beer in the entire world.
It's one of for sure.
I'm feeling a lot of pressure here.
Yeah,
It doesn't have much of a nose on it. It's,
yeah, a little less.
Must
And
come very subtle.
one challenging part about this, as you drink more bitter beers, your palate starts to kind of wipe a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it just because that's the bitterness kind of affecting like how you taste things. So this is a little challenging, but it's just meant to be for fun anyway. So who really gives a shit?
Yeah.
But yeah, these guys have been like a kind of an icon in the beer industry for a while. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Elliot already commented on the nose.
Oh wow. That hits different for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how would you compare it to like the Juicy Banger then?
I would say it's less hop forward. It's actually more subtle, and it almost has a disappearing finish.
Yeah, it's very disappearing. It's the beer that I was talking about before I drank it, where I said this isn't an IPA.
Yeah?
Because it doesn't taste like a skunk.
Yeah, you don't think so?
No.
Yeah, that's fair. This is the guy that comes over and doesn't. You just make out for a while, and then you don't even get laid, and they leave.
Oh, well, fuck it. You know.
I mean, you're here.
Yeah.
You're here already.
Don't want to waste your gas mileage.
Yeah.
It almost like it hits the back of the tongue instead of coats the front. If that makes
That's
sense.
right. That's very insightful.
Yeah, it almost feels like a effervescent, almost like a prosecco.
It feels like a little
finish.
It's a little thinner. It seems a little thinner body.
Don't you find that too, Andy?
I can't tell if you're trying to be a really good waiter right now or if you're trying to seduce me.
Andy, it's really the same thing, isn't it?
I will tip you 30%.
And put her number on the bottom of the receipt.
I assure you, my tip will be much bigger.
Just the tip, okay? I'm a lady.
The most fun game.
I love yelling I'm a lady like that. Like, in a New York accent, like, I'm a lady.
You can't talk and then take a drag off of a cigarette. It does feel
What's
a little.
their story? Yeah, what do you
What's
describe
your
it,
story?
expert?
Well, so I was just gonna say, kind of based on what you were saying, is that it does seem a little thinner bodied than the Station 26. That's the reason it seems like it kind of passes off the front of your tongue and hits the back a little bit more. It's like a little less. The word would be high attenuation. No, it's a little like higher attenuation, so that there's not as much sugar still in the beer, which gives it like that heaviness and that mouthfeel.
Yeah.
So the more sugar that's left in the beer, the heavier the mouthfeel is going to be. That's attenuation, essentially. But their story is essentially like they've just been. I mean, it's a couple that owns the brewery. They're really actually awesome people. And they have just been making this beer amongst others for, I don't know, probably close to 15 years, maybe a little bit more than that. They might even have their year on here that I can check. But, they're just kind of a staple. I mean, actually, this is because you'd mentioned it was a Harry Potter character.
Pliny the Elder.
Pliny the Elder. I'll read it like this. Pliny the Elder was a Roman naturalist, scholar, historian, and author, playboy. In his writing, he refers
He was a playboy, was he?
to Lupus salicitarius, meaning
Lupus Tom Selleck.
wolf among scrubs, likely an elder, reference to hop vines growing wild among willows. Pliny the Elder died 79 AD, while saving people during the eruption of Mount Vesuvius.
Whoa, that's amazing.
This beer is
Have you guys
full-bodied,
seen-
hop-forward, double IPA. Keep refrigerated and consume fresh.
Have you guys seen like a Mount Vesuvius exhibit when they've come through town?
No.
Dude, they're great. Like,
Is it like the imprints?
the imprints?
People?
Yeah, it's like a roving science kind of thing. I saw it in Portland. And do you guys know about the guy that was jacking
You're a Dakota
off?
person now. Remember that.
Oh yeah, from the Dakotas. God, that was 2 years ago. Do you guys know about the guy that was jacking off during Mount Vesuvius? And there's an imprint of him
really?
with his dick in his hand.
Oh, man.
And it's going from
That's
town
in the
to
exhibit?
town. It's in the exhibit.
I wonder
That's-
if his last thought was, "Did I cause this?" Sorry, God.
Dude, what would be the worst thing is if he was just about to come. Right?
There's no way to tell when you look at this imprint if like he was at the beginning, the middle, or the
That's
end.
the original way of when you accidentally send a sext pic to like your work email. You know what I mean? Like,
You said that like it was a very relatable thing that happens to everybody, but that's only you, Korey.
it's definitely something that's happened, not to me. I don't put that shit out there. I don't send a lot of stuff. It's not a good move.
No, it's not.
Not a good
No, it's not
No,
a good move.
no, I'm done with nudes.
No, yeah.
New
You
year,
done?
no nudes.
Oh, you've done it. So
I've
you've tried.
totally sent boobs to people.
I mean, you are kind of naked on your album cover.
I'm naked on my album cover,
Yeah.
and I have great boobs, and if they got leaked, then everyone would be like, wow, good for you, Andy.
Yeah. She's got it.
I've totally given them away for free. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Fucking
gonna...
fucking OnlyFans. You're a woman of the people.
I'm a socialist. I'm a socialist
Yeah.
nude sender.
You're driving OnlyFans prices down. You know that, right? You're like immigrant labor in the titty market. You're just out there
Best Buy with
doing
my
it for
boobs.
free.
I'm outside of Best Buy
You're the reason OnlyFans wages have been flat for 10 years.
But these boobs aren't flat.
I'll tell you what's not flat.
I got facts.
Fucking Mount Vesuvius and fucking Pamplona.
Oh my god. Cool.
So Pliny the Elder.
It's all right. It's fine.
It's a good beer.
You said it's literally your favorite beer of all time.
No, I didn't say that. I said it's one of my.
No, you
favorite
said that if it was a human, you would marry it, and that
If it was a cow, you would milk it.
And we would
Yeah.
have children. Yeah.
You'd have weird cow-man hybrid children.
Yeah, and I'd call them Elder.
Oi, Pliny the Elder. That's when
Pliny,
you shove a
Pliny.
fist up your cow child's ass.
The other is Elder. Yeah, so Russian River's known for making this beer, and they have another one called Pliny the Younger, which is like a bigger IPA than this, and they have Blind Pig too, which is another. They're a big IPA house. They do a lot of other things. IPAs and sours are kind of their deal. But
sours are so hot right now.
so hot. Well, smoothie sours are kind of hot right now. Like
Fucking
pastry
hate a
sours,
sour.
like, with tons of fruit in them and stuff. That seems to be the most popular for the same reasons hazies are popular. It's like it's so sweet.
Yeah,
That
makes
it's
them
just
drinkable.
Yeah, makes them more drinkable. So, what are you guys giving this?
I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Pliny?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd give it a hand job.
So you think it's the same?
Wouldn't stay the night.
You rate it the same as the Station 26 then?
I like Station 26
Nope.
more.
Oh, you should have done that into the microphone.
I don't burp into a
Just
microphone.
do
Why?
once.
It's
Come
part of
on.
the
It's
show.
when
Because
in,
it's
when in
social
Rome, dude.
conditioning. I'm
When
a
in
woman.
Rome.
It's part of the show.
Okay, next time I'll burp.
Yeah.
You guys are gross. I don't want to hear.
We're all
what
That
gross.
you're-
felt a little weird. Can I tell you that?
It didn't feel weird.
Yeah, it felt a little weird to do that.
It sounded really
Like
good.
not as bad as like farting, but like not great.
It sounded really good in here, though.
I
in the headphones.
I just don't want to know what your throat sphincters sound like.
Well, if you do want to fart into the microphone, you can do that too.
I definitely don't.
Okay, have another slice of pizza. We'll see.
I definitely won't.
Okay, definitely will not. Elliot, where are you going with this?
I'm gonna give it a 3. It goes back into that just straight up IPA where it's just I need something to round out the hops a little bit. I just don't think I don't know. I'm not made for that in your face hops.
Yeah.
You're going for like kind
I
of a
can
Madonna whore thing.
No,
where
I just
it's-
want it. Yeah, I want it to leave me alone. Like I can still taste.
You can still taste the bitterness.
I can still taste the Plinkin or Mr. Petey or whatever his fucking name
Abraham Blinken.
is. Yeah, my tongue's feeling a little Pliny.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
My tongue's feeling elderly. It's because I'm 40.
Tastes like tapioca pudding in my nightgown.
Tapioca pudding and going to bed at 8 p.m.
I'm gonna go 4 as well. I actually did like the.
I'm going to go 3.5. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Fuck you, Pliny the Elder.
Oh wow, you're changing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plini's not going to book me anytime soon. Juicy Banger IPA 4.5. Pliny
yeah.
3.5.
Choose your IPA super. Who's gonna book you?
Yeah. All right, Andy. Well, you can choose to either try to get booked in Escondido, California, or Albuquerque, New Mexico next.
Let's do Albuquerque because that's closer.
That's this guy. So that's
We
the,
have
yeah,
the
go for it.
Cumbre Brewing Company. Cumbre Brewing Company Elevated IPA. Oh, this is 7.2% alcohol. Oh, that's almost chuggable.
Almost. Yeah. You could.
This IPA has been brewed with an obscene amount of the finest hops known to man.
It's crazy.
Oh, my
It is
word.
not meant to sit in a refrigerator.
It's meant to stand on the freeway.
This gem is meant to be experienced
With his
fresh in
pants
all
down,
of its
obscene.
bitter, boldly hopped up glory.
You know what's funny about this chair is that Derek Streep sat in this chair and was like wheeling back and forth. He was just so animated and being like, "Whoa!" And I'm really feeling that Streep energy right now.
Yeah.
I like this chair. This is my new power chair.
We'll start yelling.
Oh, let's drink a beer from San Francisco. Wait, what are we doing?
This is the one from New Mexico.
I know.
This is actually one of my favorite IPAs that I've found since I moved out here. because they're not distributed in New York. So, I mean...
New York City!
Yeah, never been. No, I'm part of that wasteland between the city and Canada that people forget about.
Wait, did you get some? Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually... I was down there doing some shows like a year and a half ago and got to check out the tap room, and I really like everything that these guys do.
Why are you pouring so much? You're not drinking any of it.
I'm working on it, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a Coors. It doesn't matter. Like, Coors intrinsically don't matter. This is my between beers, and I'm going to drink this whole thing, and I thought that I was pouring the same amount that you guys each had. So I
It's
apologize.
fine.
I actually am really bad at measurements
Volume.
and volume and how fat of lines of blow I do. Can I tell you guys a really funny story? This is great
About
for the
blow or
podcast.
what?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
This story's so great because it's never going to be good anywhere else than a podcast.
Is there an arc?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So
So I was playing a trumpet.
Can you do it with Derek Stroop energy?
Yeah. So I was on like a Tinder date with this dude, and he was a lobbyist for weed, and he like got weed legalized here, and he does political stuff. Like one of his photos was of him with Elizabeth Warren, and like
Who's as much Native American as you are.
yeah, exactly. Blackfoot Sue. And then like we hung out and we did blow, and we did blow with his.
Is he a lobbyist for that too? Because I can get behind that.
He's part of the DNC, and I took this photo. We cut the lines with his DNC membership card.
Those are fat.
Look at Kamala Harris's
Right underneath
face.
Kamala Harris.
There's just blow all over
And
her.
Joe Biden.
Is that recent? Was that during the campaign?
It was like 2 months ago when I went
2
on a
months
date with
ago?
this guy. Yeah.
That's fat.
I just love
We were-
that picture so much.
I was just talking to another comic recently about if there was a porn star version of Kamala Harris, it'd be Kamala Harris.
Kamala, come in her Harris.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a mess. I would never want to do that to somebody.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would never want to go with the hair.
You're so respectful. That's what I like about you.
Well, I mean, it's just you go everywhere else, but not the hair. Not the hair.
Where's this can? Can I see this can?
Are we talking about beer again?
Yeah, that's kind of the show. But I will. So I'm getting my nose fixed in like a month and a half. I've got a deviated septum. So
I was going to say it's a
Speaking of
very
those
Jewish nose.
yeah, petite. Is that what you were
Yeah,
going
he's got a
for?
very small nose.
I know. It was
Yeah.
irony.
Delicate almost,
It's
wouldn't you
irony.
say?
Yeah, it was ironic.
Yeah. I've never even noticed your nose. It never existed to me until this moment. That's how small it
Just a
is.
couple holes in a face. Like Voldemort. So I have a deviated septum, so I'm getting surgery on it. But I've thought about it like, all right, well, I'm never doing nose drugs again after that surgery. So I kind of want to just do like a lot of them before the surgery.
Do you guys want to do a blow podcast where we sample different types of blow from across the
A
world?
blow pop? That sounds like a juicy bang.
Let's start right here in America, Andy. What do you got?
I don't have anything. I got Aaron's number. Do you want to text Aaron and be like, hey,
Who?
the timber
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
The guy with the blow. I got connections. I don't have any.
Oh, that's
Here.
too bad. This would have been great for video.
Is this not on video?
I'm gonna do it on my pizza plate. Just inhaled an olive.
Is that not a camera?
Oh, it is. Yeah, no. I'm
Can
saying
you think
that
of-
would have been good for camera.
Can you think of a more obnoxious podcast than people doing blow and talking about like, oh, this has some Colombian residue?
I'm pretty sure it's called Shark Tank. It's just people pitching business ideas the whole time.
I really want to do a blowcast. It would be the worst idea ever, and that's why I want to do it.
So, Andy, I'm getting a lot more like weed, danky kind of aromas
Yeah,
off of
this
this
is-
guy.
This is the old school IPA that I'm just like, I can't do it.
I'm a little over it.
Yeah, it's too
Yeah,
much.
it's too much for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's a lot.
I don't like anything anymore.
But do you agree that this is like, does the aroma kind of give you what you're looking for, weed wise?
I like how that chair really allows you to get sullen. You can just sink down, fold your arms, and pout.
You're pretty hammered for only having half a beer.
Yeah,
at this
like,
point.
what
You
is
got,
going on right now?
You look like you're ready to eat brunch. There's like 6 beverages in front of you.
It's been a weird day. I ate too much weed and then I did comedy at the last minute and then I came home and you
10
guys are
p.m.
here.
Why do you have hollandaise on your shirt?
I don't
I'm just
know.
kidding.
Why is it 10
Like
o'clock?
brunch, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Beer's good.
Beer's good.
God bless America.
Okay, what are you giving it?
It's a 4.5. I like it. I don't give anything a 5 until it gives me a 5.
You're like the sneaky Google reviewer that just talks a bunch of shit and then it was like 5 stars. It's the rating that matters, but the words hurt.
I will say that my feelings are inflicting upon this.
Elliot, so what is it about this for you? It's just it's mostly
it's
just
way
it's
too
too much.
skunky and bitter. Yeah, that's just I need something.
You need something with more
to soften the
deodorant.
blow.
Yeah, you don't want like a armpit hair hippie girl with a floppy hat.
Yeah,
As
I
a
need
beer.
more.
Yeah,
I need more
exactly.
Old Spice vibes.
I like eccentric, but
But a limited eccentric.
clean it up a little.
An eccentric with.
Love it.
Yeah,
All right,
I like that.
what are you going?
2.
2.
Yeah,
See, that's how you wind up with like pretty close to a 1.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go 3.5 because I liked it better. I like Pliny and Juicy Banger better, but I don't hate this beer. I like this beer. Cool. Last one, and I am a little nervous about this one because
I think I had this one.
Oh, I've had a Stone many a time.
yeah, Stone IPA
Yeah.
is it's an iconic West Coast style IPA. Yeah. It's like one of the originals. It's been around for forever. But
It's got the devil on the bottle.
Oh yeah, this fucking cheeky son of a bitch. The thing I'm a little nervous about is that this beer doesn't sell as well as it used to, so it always winds up sitting on shelves a lot longer.
Oh, wow.
And it was in the singles section at the Safeway that I went to.
Same.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm afraid to leave you alone tonight.
I'm in the single section
I'm
at
in the single
Safeway.
section.
I'm just trying to find my partner at Safeway.
Which is actually a pretty fucking brilliant idea, actually. 'Cause they have.
When Andy sits on the shelf too long, she develops some interesting characteristics.
That's an
that may be
undesirable.
off-putting to the normal consumer.
Acidity,
Yeah.
bull worms,
Smells like wet cardboard.
wet cardboard syndrome.
And so because it was in, but here's the thing, that would be a fun trick or almost kind of like a fun sketch of being
It's not fun.
in the because you know what I'm talking about. In a beer aisle, they'll have like single bottles that you can make your own 6-packs with.
Yeah.
If you were to just stand in the singles section, pretending to pick up beers, waiting for dudes to come and also do
Like I
that.
arch my back and shove my ass out.
Yeah.
Oh, can you tell me what a beer is? I've never had one before. I'm so tight.
So we'll see how this goes.
Oh my god.
What's wrong with me?
Oh man.
If you don't want to drink that one, you can either dump it in that guy or you can use that glass.
Let's choose this glass.
I'll check this real quick.
Oh goodness. All right,
Right.
Stone.
Not bad. I mean, the nose isn't as bad as I
Another one
thought.
of those that's just kind of.
Yeah, it's just I've had plenty of Stone IPAs in my days.
The nose isn't bothering me as much as I thought it might.
This is from the devil.
Yeah, same
Oh.
shit. Where it's just
This
like.
tastes weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
this
does.
tastes weird.
Yeah. You're
I
right.
think it
It's a
might be
little off.
skunked, or it might
Yeah.
be. It might even be skunked because the problem is that with those cooler lights,
Yeah.
they just like all the UV light gets into the bottle,
It's not good.
and it's not good. So that's how you wind up with a 1, Andy.
Yep.
Yeah, this was underwhelming at best.
Ugh.
I'm gonna start talking about it in a British accent because it was that
Like to
upsetting.
get this fucking beer taste.
Yeah, give me
dude.
some Coors Light to fucking chase
I got all
this.
this beer taste in my mouth.
I've got all this.
Let me get it out with Coors Light.
In my opinion, Stone IPA was like the first one that was branded on the Portland side of things when like the IPA boom started.
You're not finishing this guy, right?
No, dog.
No, I'm never finished. I'm still in the single section of
That's
Safeway.
hilarious. That's
What
hilarious.
does that even mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, branding wise, I'd say Stone IPA was the first one that I ever noticed as an IPA when I was 20 years old figuring out beer.
Yeah. Their Arrogant Bastard was always like an
Yeah.
iconic beer.
It was
that-
iconic, and look
so
where they've
good.
gone.
It's it's another one of those ones when I see it, I have to check the date.
It's
on
just
the
like the
bottle, 'cause I just
Nine
don't
Inch
think a lot of
Nails
people buy it anymore.
fifth album.
Yeah.
You know, like they started off so strong, and then by the fifth album,
Yeah, they did, and then they had a shift in kind of approach where they were releasing new beers all the time.
you gotta stoke the old beers.
You can't, yeah, but when the sales drop off on them, you got to figure out something else to keep people.
You can't do
interested.
11-inch nails.
You're
Just
like-
gotta stay at 9-inch nails.
You know, man, you were so proud of yourself.
I'm literally thinking about how I'm so stupid.
And you're still in the singles line at Safeway. The singles
They don't let me in the double slide, just the single slide.
What are you guys going with? I'm giving that a 1. Just
Yeah, it's a
fuck
1.
that.
Fuck it. Fuck you,
Fuck it.
Stone. Fuck you, the devil. Boo.
Boo!
all right. Let me do some talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna do some quick math.
Hi, Elliot. How are you? How do you think this is going?
I'd just like to thank you for inviting us to your house 20 miles away from Denver so we could get the DUIs.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
I'm cleaning my life up. You know, I quit smoking. I stopped driving drunk,
Nice.
and I am not drinking after I come home from Portland. So it's a very seminal podcast.
You're going to
Oh wow. Okay. This is just
I'm
like
going
me,
to Portland like on Wednesday.
This is like me
I'm gonna
with
be there for a
cocaine.
week, huh?
this is like me with cocaine. I'm just gonna be. It's gonna be a hard out.
Yeah, yeah.
Just not
I
doing
do
it
want to do
anymore.
a coke
You're
cast.
out?
What's that?
Just when I'm
Are
getting
you
in.
in?
That's what I'm
Are
saying.
you?
Like, dude, after
Post
I pay-
pandemic is the time in my life where I'm like, yes, drugs, and you all want to be like, no drugs.
Oh no, I still want to do lots of drugs. I just can't do blow anymore.
Blow
I-
sucks.
Amazing.
I'm gonna pay like $2,000 to get my
Yeah,
nose
yeah.
fixed. I can't just like
Right.
fuck it all up again.
Or
But
you
then-
can just, or
I've
you can
got,
just
like,
buy $2,000 worth of blow and not care about it for a weekend.
the other thought I had was like, but now I got a super nose. You know, so I haven't even really been blowing.
Yeah, can't you
Bobo.
fix it with like the same metal that's in your lacrosse sticks?
Yeah, of
It's
course.
real strong, indestructible.
Yeah, it's a warrior shaft that I've got on the bridge of my
A
nose.
warrior
You
shaft.
laugh harder at that. That was funny.
It's a lacrosse joke. Because Andy plays tons of lacrosse because she's part Sioux.
Ah, boom! Bring it back.
Blackfoot Sue.
Yeah. Killer lacrosse.
I can't believe you just threw metal at my face.
Of course, that's how you characterize it. When a bottle cap turns into a piece of metal.
You full metaled
A
my
fucking
jacket.
bottle cap,
You
yeah.
full
You
metaled.
attacked me with a piece of shard of metal.
A shard.
Shrapnel came at me.
A shard of metal.
Shard of metal.
That would really be more of a spray.
I can't believe I cleaned my house for you guys to come over.
Oh, this
You
is
did?
clean?
I mean, like, the kitchen's bad. I cooked a meal right before I went to the show because I was doing meal prep, and meal prep's very important to me, and it's how I get my nutrition.
Yeah.
And I don't apologize for having a messy kitchen if I have a clean heart. But I did clean the rest of the house, and fuck you guys.
Well,
Looks good.
fuck Stone IPA too, apparently. So, all right. So everybody can probably guess a little bit how this went, but I mean, a little bit of a wild
It
card.
went horribly.
A little bit of a wild card because, again, Pliny was on the show, but it did not win. So in third place, we have Elevated IPA from Cumbre. We have in second place, it's Pliny the Elder from Russian River, and then in first place, winning it out is Station 26 Juicy Banger, which I think was, with a side by side comparison, pretty
Juicy
well
Banger,
Yeah.
book me! I'm a headliner, Juicy Banger! You want some juicy bags? I got it! But
Have you
it's
seen-
Andy made!
I have an album.
You know about podcasts? You guys should
Hey,
know.
Station 28, do you listen to podcasts? 26.
26, yeah. Station 28, totally different brewery,
Yeah.
totally trash.
Anyway,
Totally different
I've
desecrated
been
house of
Comedy
firemen.
Central's Andy Main, and
I'm Kevin Hart. So,
I'm Kevin Nealon.
anything you guys want to plug before we get out of here?
No, I've done all my plugs on
Yeah, I was going to say,
stage.
strategically placed.
New Talent Night returns to Comedy Works South on
Yeah.
July
You're plugging
15th.
open micers.
And
And then you make fun of me for having a podcast.
Yeah.
But you're plugging open micers.
I asked him to
Yeah.
plug stuff.
That's what I got. what I got.
Yeah, I mean, how's everything been going with New Talent? Like, it's such anybody that doesn't know, New Talent Night is the, how would you describe it, amateur night at Comedy Works in Denver. Like, how do you actually kind
It's
of
a it's the open mic, the one of the best clubs in the country.
Right.
That Andy used to do. And
How did I do last week at New Talent Night?
I don't remember.
It was that good.
I remember crushing.
Everybody crushed. But the downtown club, stay tuned, is going to be open sooner than one might think. So
That's exciting.
stay tuned for that. And also, I'm going to be hosting the last 3 Film on the Rocks at Red
Ooh,
Rocks.
What? That's
awesome,
amazing,
man.
dude.
Congrats.
There's 3 movies left. I think there's Princess Bride, and then 2 others, maybe a Mission Impossible, perhaps. But that's going to be in July and August, so check out Film on the Rocks schedule.
That's awesome, man. Good for
How
you.
much time do you do before the movie? How does that whole thing work?
There's about an hour of programming before the movie starts.
And it's stand up in front of like 5,000 people or whatever.
Like 10,000 people.
10,000 people?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You haven't done it?
No. I've never.
Interesting.
She crushed at the open mic.
I bombed at the open mic. Remember, I bombed. You've done jokes in front of 10,000 people, though?
Yeah.
That's insane.
What's the biggest crowd you've ever done?
Like 800?
Oh, where was that?
Aladdin Theater opening for TJ Miller.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mine's
Yeah.
only like 350, 400.
Yeah.
Generally, in normal times, they book a comedian too. So they'll be the host, and then there'll be an actual comedian that does like 8 minutes right before the movie starts. It's like the last thing that happens before the movie starts. It's pretty fucking cool. So,
I haven't seen the movie before.
what's up?
Nothing.
Yeah.
You can just watch the movie at home is what I was going to say.
Oh, yeah, but it's Red Rocks.
It's Red Rocks.
It's pretty dope.
Like, here's how sad my life is that I still haven't been there. And it's because I want to, like, go there when it's a meaningful moment to do it. I don't just want to go there by myself because I'm sad and I have nothing to do.
I'll bring you up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There'll be a
Yeah,
meaningful moment.
I'd love to go just to like
Yeah.
check it out.
No, not you, Korey. But I'll.
Ah, boom.
No, I'd be down. No, like honestly, I'm allowed to have guests and stuff.
Yeah,
so-
dude. I'd go watch that for sure. That'd be amazing.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. What movies are you doing?
I don't. I'd have to look it up. But I
Okay.
know one of them is Princess Bride, which I'm really stoked about.
Dude. Yeah, I want to go to that one. Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, thank you guys both for doing the show. This was a blast.
Fuck Black Buzzard.
Yeah.
I want to
Just
throw
throw
that
it in
out there.
there. Just throw it in
Oscar
there.
Blues. Suck my dick.
We didn't have any of their beers tonight, so
Yeah,
but we know what they would have gotten.
They would have gotten a -10
Yes.
anus.
Fair enough.
I don't know what the anus part means.
Go to rotatingtabcomedy.com. Check out all of our shows. Oh, and I do need to plug our other sponsor, Epic Brewing Company. They have a tap room located in the Rhino District in Denver, and they also have a brewery in Salt Lake City. You can go there, check out some of our comedy shows that
They
we
have
do.
breweries in Salt Lake City?
Well, the original brewery was in Salt Lake, and yeah, there's like a couple.
Don't be so
but it's-
narrow-minded, okay? It's
Yeah,
2021. Mormons can drink beer.
Yeah,
too.
we're allowed. Fellow Mormon, Elliot and I.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're outnumbered right now. Go fuck
Listen.
yourself.
You guys are so much taller than me and I don't care.
Yeah, that's fine. Especially in this chair dynamic that we've got going right now.
I'm like, all shots fired. I don't give a fuck.
So go check out Epic Brewing Company because we also run a show there. It's on the second and fourth Thursdays of the month. But you can check it out, buy tickets at rotatingtabcomedy.com.
They have great beer tenders too.
They have
People
great
down
beer.
there are
The staff there is fantastic. It's a cool tasting room. They literally have something for everybody. They make hard coconut water, hard seltzer. They have some of the best stouts in the industry, in my opinion, and they're always coming out with really fun, new, creative IPAs, and their sours are top notch too. So go to Epic Brewing Company, check out a show, or just go there and have a beer. But thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Korey. This was fun.
Have a great night.
Hell yeah.
You're very quaffable.
You're so coffee.
I quaffed.